On Saturday morning, the world was taken aback by attack on oil field of Aramco, and after that, oil production from Saudi Arabia is reported to fall by 5.7 million barrels per day. Houthi rebels of Yemen are claimed to be behind this attack, but Iran is being blamed for this attack. America has stated that Iran is behind the attack, and Iran actually has denied its involvement in the attack. While markets opened today when oil prices increased by 15%, but then Donald Trump said that US will supply additional oil from strategic petroleum reserve if needed. This brought some stability in the market. It is reported that oil price rose. If there is increase in oil price by $1 per barrel, then that lead to increase in oil expense by $1.5 billion for India. As India is the third largest importer of oil, and it meets more than 80% of its oil need by import, so any activity in oil market impacts the Indian currency. And India is the second largest oil, and for India, second largest oil supplier is Saudi Arabia. Hence, there is no surprise that oil attack on oil field in Saudi Arabia on Saturday led to increase in oil prices, which in turn saw a sharp fall in rupee, and it opened by the loss of 64 paise at 71.56 against dollar, after which it closed below 71 on Friday. So this attack will impact the depreciation of rupee in two ways. First, there will be direct impact of oil being more expensive, as India will have to pay more to buy more oil per barrel, and it will import specifically from Saudi Arabia. It was reported that total import of oil in India in 2018 and 19 was 207.3 million tons, and 40 million ton of that import was from Saudi Arabia. So this huge import of oil will become more expensive. This will translate into more rupee being given to buy the oil, and that will lead to more outflow of rupee, and this will lead to depreciation in value of rupee. Also, once rupee will fall and oil will remain at higher level, then there will be multiplied effect on rupee. As one, it will have to be more in terms of each dollar, and each dollar will also become more expensive, so there will be combined effect, and that will lead to quicker depreciation of rupee. Second, there will be indirect effect of drone attack on rupee. After this attack, there is increased tension in Gulf area between US, Iran, possibly between Iran and Saudi Arabia, if it was found that Iran was actually behind the attack. So all this political uncertainty and tension will keep investors away from stock market, as witnessed today in the Asian markets, and all the major indices of Europe is also on decline. Even in domestic market, Nifty closed just below 11,000 and Sensex was down by more than 200 points. So all this point towards the risk averse behavior in its flow right now. When investors are risk averse, they refrain from investing in emerging markets like India. So due to this, there will be less inflow money in the market, and on net level, FPIs may be net sellers. This will again put pressure on rupee, and due to all these factors, rupee may fall below 72 against dollar. There may also be bullish factors for the rupee. This week, there is meeting for central banks of America, Japan, and where Bank of Japan and America are expected to cut the rates. If there will be rate cuts, then their currency will fall. When current country reduces its rates, then depositing money in that country become less attractive, due to which investors take money out of that country, so demand for currency of that country reduces, which lead to the fall in that currency. So as a result, falling rate, there will be fall in dollar and Japanese yuan, so that may give boost to the Indian currency. At the same time, market may also react positively after this stimulus, and as reported that when markets are positive, they invest more in the emerging currencies. So looking at both bullish and bearish factors, it seems that the current outlook is not so positive regarding political tensions, and in such, markets might react more strongly to negative news as compared to positive news. So rupee will fall on fundamental level due to rise in oil price, but market sentiment will be a combination of political tensions and hopes of stimulus package by the central bank will drive the direction of rupee. However, it doesn't seem that political tensions are to improve significantly, and monetary stimulus may also be insufficient to revive the economies. So, considering all these factors, it seems that bearish factors for rupee like political tension and increase in oil price will weigh more heavily on rupee, and due to which it may fall below 72. Now, fall in rupee will be good for exports. When a currency of a country depreciates, then its product becomes cheaper in the international market. Suppose a product is sold for 100 rupees, for 70 rupees in the international market, and let's say $1 is equal to 70 rupees. So that product will be sold for $1 in international market. Now if rupee falls to 72, and then $1 will be equivalent to 72, but that product is still sold for rupee 70, and rupee 70 will be equivalent for less than $1 for exactly $0.97. Hence in international market the cost of that product will fall from $1 to $0.97. This will increase the demand for that product and exports will rise. Now India exports a lot of agriculture products in more than 100 countries. According to IBEF, India has exported $38.49 billion of food and agriculture products, with marine commodities topping the list with $6.8 billion. Basmati rice came second with $4.71 billion, followed by buffalo meat at $3.59 billion. Then came spices with export of $3.31 billion, and list of top 5 was completed by non-basmati rice with export of $3 billion. These export numbers may rise due to fall in rupee, and even though in terms of value of dollar they may remain same, but in terms of volume and in terms of rupee currency, exports might climb. Rice may however face competition from China, as China also exports around $378 million of rice, and its currency has also fallen. However, it's very small number compared to India, so much competition is not expected. Hence, it can be concluded that bearish factors like political tension, rise in oil price will weigh more heavily on rupee than bullish factors like rate cuts by other bank and market optimism following that. Hence, rupee may go below 72 and exports of agriculture products may fall. Bureau reports, Market Times TV.
आपको अगर हमारा वीडियो पसंद आया है तो इसे लाइक करें, साथ ही YouTube चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और मोर अपडेट्स जानने के लिए बेल आइकन को दबाना ना भूलें।